Welcome everybody to the Absolute Geek Podcast. See, I'm channeling them because we're a little bit late. Yeah, I know. I got you start a few minutes late and you get it in your head. No, it's the Grizzled Geek guys. I'm Mike.
I'm Kirsten.
I'm Doug.
That was for you, Matt. We are the Grizzled Geek Podcast. This is episode 62.
Yep.
I should probably know this before we get started. And we're here, guys, with your weekly dose of nerd news, brought to you by two middle-aged dudes and a millennial. I don't know, Kirsten. You just had a birthday recently. Are you getting jaded towards the Gen Z? Are you feeling like?
I feel a little bit like I really don't understand their music, and I get frustrated. Like, okay, so who was it? Gorillaz just came out with a new album, and I was so freaking pumped. I'm like, yes, their last one was so good. Like, it was so off of what they normally do. I was so pumped, and then like I listened to it, and I was like, this is not music for me. This is very clearly music not for my generation, and I am pissed about it. I want to enjoy a good Gorillaz album, and I can't even do that.
You'll be shaking your fist at the kids to get off your lawn in no time. Oh, guys, I'm telling you, what a crazy week. We survived the election madness so far.
So
I know. Like, all of a sudden, all eyes are on Arizona for the first time in forever.
Yeah.
It's like, I had people from back east ask me what's going on. I'm like, I don't know. I'm bunkered down in my house. I don't leave.
Right.
I'm like, I'm just staying put. But speaking of voting, I thought it would be a little fun to do a little checking out some numbers. We have some people have actually voted. We've mentioned this before, how more people listen to us on the podcast than actually watch the episode, and we appreciate all you listeners out there. But we figured we'd give them an example here. So, for our Halloween podcast, we had 30 some odd people watch the video, but we had 1,285 people download the podcast. So
Wow.
Those are some landslide numbers. I'm like, I never thought I was ugly before, but
Now you kind of wonder, like.
now I'm like, maybe it's me. I don't know. But yeah, that is a big that's a big difference there. 31, 1,200. You know?
Yeah.
And that's just in the ones that we know. I have no idea what our what our Apple numbers are, because Apple keeps it to themselves.
Because
They
Apple.
might, you don't want to know. They don't want people to know. They might have to pay people, not us, but like real people that they get a whole bunch of podcast listeners. But I do want to give a shout out real quick, guys, not only to all of our new listeners out there in podcast land, which now Spotify has passed Deezer as the number one places to listen to the Grizzled Geek podcast. We really appreciate it. But I want to give a shout to the 15 guys in Belgium. There's 15 dudes in Belgium that listen to us like every podcast. Like, and we're not like, we're in mostly obviously United States. We got some Canadian listeners and a few UK listeners, just because I know some UK people. And there's one guy in Bangladesh that listens to us like all the time. That's probably like some spam thing. But there's 15 dudes in Belgium. Nowhere else in Europe.
It's possible it's a VPN, right?
Yeah, it might be. Yeah, it could be. But if not, shout out to you guys.
Shout out to you 15 dudes on
We see you and we appreciate you guys. Yeah, I mean, welcome. But I figured I'd just mention that just because I was skimming through the all the data. I'm like, Belgium? All of a sudden, like 15 dudes. All right. Fair enough. All right, guys. How was your week? I know I've been rambling.
Busy.
Busy?
It's the busy time of year for my job. So, yeah. But otherwise, not too bad. I stayed home the whole week. I didn't dash at all.
You didn't go out?
Probably smart.
Yeah.
Things have just been anxious over here. I'm so done with political stuff. I'm ready to go back to normal life and not have to think about who and what's doing what, who's saying what.
All right, no judgment. No judgment, guys, but have you had to block any relatives or family members? At least, like, mute them on, like, Facebook or whatnot? Any friends or family you've had to go, all right, I got to shut you off for 30 days?
I don't do anything on Facebook other than Messenger. So, no, I haven't had to do that to anybody.
Fair enough.
Anyone I would normally have to, I think already has me blocked, so I don't have to worry about that. So
Nice.
I gotta say, for the first time, I had to do it, for like a little while, right? A couple weeks till everything blows over, just because sometimes I can't stop myself from commenting,
yeah,
right? And I'm like,
I know
this is for my mental health. I'm going to.
yeah.
So Matt says he's got like 40 people in New Zealand that listen to him. Listen to the
Wow.
That's awesome. I'm telling you, like, yeah, no one in New Zealand listens to us.
Not yet. Maybe.
Not yet. There's those Belgian dudes, and they get the word out to the rest of Europe, and then spread it all down to Asia, and then
Right.
we'll hit New Zealand and
Or they could just
Australia.
make a lot more people in Belgium listen to it, and we can go visit Belgium. So
That's right. You guys make it happen. Share with your friends. I mean, what an excuse. Yeah, what are you going to Belgium for? It's like 15
well, we
dudes
got
there.
15 guys who watch us, and we want to meet them in person.
It's like one dude with 15 accounts.
Right?
He's some kind of creeper. He's got a thing for Doug's knees. He's like,
Although if it's on the podcast, that doesn't make sense.
that's true. Yeah, you gotta start showing some more leg on the podcast, Doug. People are missing there.
It's an auditory, I guess. Can you hear that? There, I'm slapping my knees.
That was for Doug's knees. There you go, guys.
There you go. For those of you listening.
Matt says he's all 15 of the Belgian dudes. He's good. It's okay. We appreciate it either way. Man. All right, guys. Let's talk a little bit about what's going on. Man, I hate bringing the subject up, the doom and gloom for movie theaters, because I really want to go see a movie, right? I really want to get out there, and there's so many cool movies that are it's coming out, but they may say experts saying that the new European
coming
lockdown,
out.
yeah, true, sometime, but the experts are saying the new European lockdown is going to spell doom for them, because it looks like New York and California are going to remain locked down for quite a while. And the surge in Europe has shut down the UK, France, Germany, Italy, and Spain.
Yeah.
So there's no market out there to put movies out. AMC is looking to follow Cinemark and shutting down its doors by the end of the year. So, man, that leaves Harkins and what few independent ones that are still staying afloat somehow.
Mm-hmm.
So they're saying, Warner Bros. Is saying there's pretty much zero chance that Wonder Woman is going to be sticking to its December release date. Oh, yeah, Matt reminded me. Eternals would have come out today. Yeah, I know. Sad. But yeah, pretty much at no point, there's no real way that Wonder Woman's going to stay. In fact, the studio execs are meeting early next week to decide what to do with it, what they're going to do with it, where they're going to put it. There's probably, at this point from the talk, zero chance of it going VOD, just because they've got so much invested in it.
Yeah.
That it's actually, even though they're losing money sitting on it, the money they would make in theaters versus video on demand, so just wouldn't make his money back.
Right.
And so with all this news, experts are saying there's another round of movie delays coming for pretty much any movie that was scheduled to come out before May of next year. And we've already seen like Free Guy and which is the Ryan Reynolds movie, and Death on the Nile. They've already moved after this, so they're moving. So we're going to pretty much see. Experts are saying no movies till May. You know,
Yeah.
and that's just, I mean,
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's, I mean, rough, but I don't see how else you going to do it. There's, yeah, like you said, there's no way you can release these on demand and make your money back.
Yeah.
That's $1 billion movie, Wonder Woman. And it's not going to make $1 billion online.
Yeah.
It just isn't.
Even though, I mean, we'll get to it in a later story here, but we talk about how well Mulan did, which was pretty well, but it's still, you're looking at, what the cost to make Wonder Woman. These kind of movies, the numbers are just not there. And some of them are talking like maybe like a limited theatrical run and then quickly go to VOD. But
I still think that they should go VOD and then come and re-release them once when everything's been lifted. I think that would be their best bet. They could still get the money off of having it VOD, but everyone who wants to see that movie is gonna want to see it in movie theaters. There's doesn't matter how cool your home theater is, it doesn't match going to theaters, right?
Yeah, like if they release it on, there's no reason why they can't release it again.
Specifically for theater.
That's not me.
Oh.
Someone scraping?
I don't know. That was weird.
Yeah, I mean, man, so they've been postponed indefinitely. Yeah, it's just, and here's the thing, like, where hopefully there's places to show movies when they actually can show movies again. With all these ones, hopefully they're shutting their doors is not permanent. Yeah. But hey, we'll see.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I mean, people are going to want to see this once there's a viable. I mean, even if they release them like one week after another, it's not like people are going to go see every movie that's out there once they're able to, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know I'm going to be sick of being pent up and want to go see a movie.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I don't know if it's safe to do so. But anyway, that's pretty much the latest news on the the lockdown, and because really sadly without New York and California, there's not really a market in the United States. I mean, there's still a big market, but that's a big chunk of the market gone. And without the UK, France, Germany, Italy, and Spain, there's 15 dudes in Belgium that's willing to watch stuff. But outside of that, I mean, what are you going to do? But sadly, that's the latest news on the movies. But as far as made-for-TV movies and series, we got a good one coming out. Doug, why don't you talk to us about the one you're super excited about?
If it weren't on HBO Max. No. Green Lantern is coming to HBO Max. I forget when. But it's
year after next.
2022?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. The 8 series has 8 episode series. It's expanded to 10 episodes now. And this is kind of a cool concept. It's going to run through, or it's going to span multiple time periods and have 3 different stories going on. Yeah. One will be 1940s with Alan Scott in World War II. One will be 1980s with Guy Gardner and the Cold War. And then the other one's modern times with Simon Baz and Jessica Cruz, who I don't know who those are. I guess they're... all right, I got to be honest. The Alan Scott's what I'm excited about.
You don't like Guy Gardner? I mean, 1980s? Really. Come on, man. 1980s Guy Gardner, that's going to be...
I only like Guy Gardner as a punchline for the Justice League. I hated him in the Green Lantern comics. I always wanted Hal or Jon Stewart to kick his ass.
Yeah, and they could. But he's just a great... I love Guy Gardner. As a character, I think he's great. Even when he's being a jerk, even when Batman knocks him out. I think he's a great character.
Yeah, interesting here. Sinestro is going to have a through line through all 3 stories, which is weird. because they're saving Hal Jordan, Jon Stewart, and Kyle Rayner for movies for the big screen, but you're not saving Sinestro for the big screen.
Yeah,
That's
and it's not going to be Mark
weird.
Strong, which was the best thing about that crappy Ryan Reynolds movie. You know, he was
I don't know. I like
Sinestro,
Kilowog too. Kilowog on that was pretty good.
Kilowog's Kilowog. I mean, that's yeah. I mean, yeah.
And then apparently they're going to add a new character for the Guy Gardner story. This is going to be a new character. This is a quote. New character will be half human and half alien to a human father and alien mother, having grown up on an advanced alien society on another planet. She is also described as being extremely committed and hardworking to earn her Green Lantern ring, wanting to uphold the values that the Green Lantern Corps stands for, which makes me think they're going to go the buddy cop odd couple route because Guy Gardner's totally not that.
Yeah, and he's going to be her trainer, right? She's going to be a new recruit, and he's going to be like the jaded, you know, Guy Gardner, and she's like the gung-ho.
I guess it depends on who they get to play Guy Gardner, to whether that will be good or not.
Yeah, I don't know.
If you get somebody who can nail Guy Gardner, then maybe that odd couple vibe will come through cool.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I can see it being a train wreck. But
I don't know.
I have no idea who this Simon Baz and Jessica Cruz are. I don't.
They're after our time in the comics. They're like the newer Green Lanterns. They've teamed up in the comics recently. I know of them. I don't know much about them. So really, the modern day storyline is going to be the one that I'm the least excited about there. So, but I don't know. Does this make you any more excited to see this series than you were? You were kind of like, no,
not enough to get HBO Max. I mean, I want to see it eventually, but I'm not going to go out of my way to get it.
Even if you had like a Peggy good friend with an eye patch that could hook you up with the.
If I had a friend named, I don't know, Ben maybe, who had to log into it, who wanted to help me out, I wouldn't say no.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah, man, I agree. As long as this guy has a sweet 90s bowl cut, he's got to have the bowl cut.
Yeah.
Kirsten, have you ever seen Guy Gardner, Green Lantern?
No.
You've never seen Guy Gardner? Are you
going to pull him up there?
Yeah. He is an amazing looking guy.
He's an ex-football jock.
Yeah.
Imagine, that stereotypical football jock who never got away from the stereotype of, they're out of their prime and they sit in the bar complaining about it, talking really loud about stuff. That's Guy Gardner.
Yeah, he's a jerk.
And then he gets a power ring.
Great.
Check out how 90s his outfit is. He's got like the big boots, right? And he's got the green leather jacket with no sleeves and the high collar, and the bowl cut.
The spandex
you got to get a better picture of that bowl cut. That wasn't a very good one.
That wasn't very. He's a kind of.
That's a more modern interpretation of it.
Right, yeah. What a classic Guy Gardner.
Row up, middle one, next to Warrior.
This one right here?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
That's still... The JSA Guy Gardner is pretty much how I picture Guy Gardner. These are all...
You mean the JLA one, you mean?
The JLA, yeah.
Oh, there you go. There's where he's in the JLA. Your cursor's right on it.
Yeah. This is this is what I picture. Yeah, what I picture. There's a better. Yeah, Guy Gardner, awesome. Yep. The Al Bundy of superheroes, Solo Wookie says, absolutely. This is the reason why I'm excited about the. Alan Scott will be cool to see, but the Guy Gardner 80s storyline is why I will watch that. I'm going to be watching that. So, absolutely. All right, guys. Now we're going to move on to our next section. Kirsten's got some information here. Weeb World.
Wow. I have words for that. All right.
What do you got for us today, Kirsten?
So the great granddaddy of Power Rangers, Super Sentai, is hitting the West finally.
Super Sentai.
Back in early 70s, the Japanese series helped to usher in the tokusatsu genre, a genre that includes Kamen Rider and Ultraman, basically superheroes, make like mecha guys, basically the superheroes of Japan. It established things like 5-person teams and different primary color outfits. This series had its hit manga that is coming to the West for the first time in hardback from Seven Seas Entertainment.
Wow. So, have you ever heard of the Super Sentai before?
I have heard of Super Sentai, yeah.
They pretty much look like Power Rangers to me.
Yeah. I mean, it was a very popular thing. Like, I mean, even Sailor Moon had the same concept, right? They have different colors. They're not quite a 5-man team, but same essence, right? They're superheroes that fight crime. So, yeah.
What's up with the chevron armor plates that go up in numerical value as you go in through the team?
In case you were colorblind and you can't tell the primary colors, you can tell by the numbers of chevrons on them, right? The Red Ranger's got 1, Blue Ranger's got 2, or not Rangers, or whatever they are. So,
how do you know their ranks? Oh, not even just that. They have actual numbers on the tops of their heads.
Oh, they do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You're not going to get confused when you see these guys, and the visors are different on all the helmets.
Different shapes,
yeah. I actually checked out the I just clips of the live action this is based on, and
it's amazing.
Man, it's I'm like, wow,
this is something.
It is. I'm like, look at these costumes, and I'm like, wow, the Power Rangers look real good.
Yeah.
But yeah,
honed in on what they were going for there.
Yeah, but I mean, it looks cool. I mean, the fact that they're like the predecessors of the Power Rangers, which is set to make a big comeback right now. This is probably a good time for them to come out, with the manga. Makes sense. Although I like I don't know, this mecha. Would you put Voltron in that that genre? I mean, Kamen Rider, is that the big one? Kamen Rider.
I would say Voltron's probably more of like your mecha sort of style, but it definitely borrows that like 5-man team craze that
Yeah. Oh, wow. So out of those, Kamen Rider is the one I hear the most of. Is that the most popular one here of this genre?
I've heard the name, but I'm not very familiar with them. I'm more familiar with Super Satan.
Okay.
Satan.
Got it.
Satan,
Satan. Super Satan.
Super Satan.
That's a totally different one. All right. So, hey, did you like your little Wii World intro?
Yes, it was beautiful. Beautiful.
It's like, yeah, exactly. Yeah, that was pretty good. All right, now we're moving on to our smaller stories, our geek bites, our nerd nuggets, if you will. Boom. This is Doug's favorite part of the show. Nerd nuggets. Great with dipping sauce, guys. First up on the Nerd Nuggets, we have new DVD releases. First off, Tenet is coming to DVD December 15th. So, since no one saw it in theaters, everyone has a chance to check it out now. But the one that everyone's excited for some reason,
why?
Yeah, I'm like, but why? Because I own like the first 5 seasons, and Blu-ray, And I'm like, why do I need anything after that? That's what I need. Seasons 1 through 5, the best.
That's the end of it. There's nothing after
There's
that.
nothing else after that. But for
You
those of you
had
who
the
want
full series.
completionists, the complete Game of Thrones 4K Ultra box set is available this week. Retails for $209.99, or if you want the Steelbook version, $239.99. Doug, when you buy yours, you're gonna pitch in the extra $20 for the Steelbook.
Definitely.
If I was gonna buy it, I would buy
$30?
it for the steel book, yeah. But
Right.
I'm not gonna buy it.
I mean,
Yeah.
maybe buy it speculatively so you can sell it for double that later to some moron who.
No one's gonna want it.
I'm all. I mean, yeah, like I bought the 4K Ultra versions for, like I said, seasons 1 through 5, and after that, I was like, I actually was in the store with season 6 in my hands at one point, and I'm like, no, I just put it back. I'm like, I even have the investment for the rest of the other 5, and I'm like, no, I'm good.
No.
I can't imagine wanting to watch these episodes over again.
So I happened to, I don't know who it was I was watching, but they do a bunch of, it's a YouTube channel where they do a bunch of like just breakdowns of TV shows and stuff like that, and they did this whole like, oh, it's the that's what it was, the Too Stupid to Succeed, or the like Civilization's too stupid to survive, or the villain's too stupid to succeed. And he did a breakdown of the Arya Stark and the Faceless Men storyline and how dumb it is. So just how totally insane and stupid the Faceless Men are. And I was like, wow, whatever seasons those appear on are probably the worst in television history.
It was a great build-up for nothing. Yeah, I mean,
Everything
it was like one of those.
Everything that had to do with that guy who was the faceless guy, he was like, wow, your whole organization is retarded.
All I say is that when they first introduced him, even in the books, he was awesome, right? And even in the series, he was awesome. And then they started on that path with Arya, and then it just went nowhere. And we're like, okay, yeah, all right, that fizzled out fast. Matt says the Battle of Winterfell alone is worth it. I will say yes. I mean that as a battle, I don't know if I want to, pitch in for the rest of the garbage that comes with that battle. But yeah, it definitely was the highlight. And then the party afterwards with the Starbucks coffee cup on the table that they left in. You ever hear about that, Doug?
Yeah.
That's amazing. All right. So yeah, $239.99, folks. Steel Ray, complete 4K Ultra Game of Thrones. What's next, Doug?
Disney Plus series Loki has been renewed for a second season and will begin production on season 2 in January 2022. Even the production on season 1 just recently resumed.
I was gonna say,
may not finish with everything locking down. So
yeah.
So they're basing this on roughs.
It must be good. Those first.
It's MCU and it's Loki. They're all like, it's a bank,
Yeah. Just the fact that the Time Variance Authority is actually going to be following them around. We're actually going to have the Time Variance Authority as a real thing in the MCU. Just makes it worthwhile. I don't care what else they do with it. I'm going to watch it.
Yeah.
As a comic nerd, you're like, of all the things, if you're a kid and you're like kind of predict what would be in movies, and someone told you at the time the Time Variance Authority would actually be in live action one day, would you believe that? The Judge Dredd ripoffs? You're like, no, you're crazy.
Yeah, there's a lot of things I wouldn't have thought would make it into the comics or into the movies, but
yeah, and it'll probably work because it's the MCU and it's Loki.
Yeah.
All right, Kirsten, you want to break our hearts about the next?
Yeah. So, Stranger Things season 4 has been massively delayed due to COVID shutdown. Now, there's some concerns of needing to reshoot, as some of the cast members have aged significantly in the year since shooting started. However, producer Matt Levy said the delays have really benefited the scripts, which is a curious comment.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm like,
Does that mean there were some weak spots that you were able to identify in shooting, and you've had lots of time to rewrite, or what?
Yeah, it's like we have to add an extra year in here because the kids have aged.
Yeah.
So normally,
they're in a time of their life where no big changes happen. It's fine.
Yeah. So they start production and they start filming with the kids, and then they have to pause and wait a year, and they come back and they got to pick up that same. So yeah, they're gonna have to reshoot those kids.
Just imagine like you're given a line of dialogue that was spoiled a year after the line before was just, hey, everybody, everything's going fine.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
We like cut back and forth in different scenes with like a little kid talking to you. Then there's like a burly teenager there. Like, yeah. All right. Which sucks because I mean that they were several months into production. They got quite a bit filmed. When they had to shut down. So now it's like, how much can they use and how much they got to go back and redo?
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see.
Yeah, but yeah, the line about the scripts though is like, now that I've just had a year to read through this, some of this kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Or maybe they had to because they're doing aging up the characters. Maybe they tried to make them appear older than they actually are, and now that they're older, it's like, no, actually, you know what? You look a lot better than we attempted to do. You didn't look like a teenager. Now you actually look like a teenager.
It's like Matt in the comments are like, yeah, you come back and the dude playing Dustin has a mad 5 o'clock shadow.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Just picturing that. Yeah, definitely have to refilm. Okay. Sad news. I know Doug is going to be heartbroken about this because it's one of the other projects he's really looking forward to. This Snyder Cut, but Henry Cavill is not able to take part in the reshoots for Justice League at this time. He's currently still working on Witcher season 2, which has been delayed due to the UK shutdown, the UK lockdown. So he's recently had to. The filming in Scotland had to stop, and they're going back down to film in studio down in London because of the lockdown. So, because all that's takes precedent, he's not able to get over to do the reshoots. So, at this stage, he's going to have to schedule shoots for later, or Zack Snyder will have to work with what he has. Which, we'll see. Hopefully, he doesn't use any of the CGI lip footage, or maybe have time to do it better.
Yeah,
like just do a deep fake on it.
Go back to the raw footage and try this again.
Oh, Charlie Tango's just joined us. Yeah, we're an hour earlier now because all of you guys decided to change your clocks for some reason. We don't do that kind of stuff. We got plenty of sunlight here in Arizona. Yeah, more Superman CGI incoming.
Yeah.
Just get the actor they had for Shazam cameo, and then just deep fake Henry Cavill's face on there. It looked better than the rubbery lip they had in the actual movie. So, I don't know. Are you disappointed, Doug, that there's no Superman reshoots?
No, not at all.
I just love the bitterness. No,
it's and I don't know if
You're the biggest Justice. I want to point this out. You're the biggest Justice League fan we have here.
I am, yeah. And I'll tell you what's the most annoying about this is I wanted the Snyder Cut, not the Snyder series or whatever, because I wanted to know, was it actually better or not? And if it was, then hey, maybe go back, or if it wasn't, then everybody stop bitching.
Yeah.
But now that's not what's happening. It's like he's covering his ass.
Yeah.
Look at all this cool stuff. I'm not going to tell you which I had in here before and which I didn't, but isn't it awesome? My 8-hour long movie.
No.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah.
So,
Oh, and now it's 10. Isn't it get
no,
pushed
I
to
don't
10?
know.
I don't know.
Who knows?
Who knows with it? All
It's going
right.
to be 3 or 4 or 5 seasons long. Who knows? All right. As Mike referenced earlier in the broadcast, Disney Plus's Mulan was the 6th most streamed movie of 2020, even with the $29.99 price tag. But despite that, it took in a measly 66.8 million domestically, I guess. I'm guessing that's what that is.
Yeah, it's domestic.
It doesn't break it down where I'm looking, but nonetheless, it didn't even make back half its budget. So
Domestically, it still did.
yeah,
It looks overall break even with the cost for it worldwide is what they're saying, and then they bonused the subscriptions that are brought in. It's kind of like with the subscriptions bringing it in, it was a success. So I don't know how there's no numbers on that, but we did see the numbers of the first weekend it came out. We saw the increase in activity on Disney Plus. So
yeah.
but yeah, I mean, and again, this was a big budget movie. It was set to be a tentpole movie when it first came out. But
Oh, wait a second.
what's up?
Um,
This just in.
they the that number, the 66.8, is its worldwide total.
Is it?
In fact, it's all counted as worldwide for some reason. But yeah, it's it's a did not. I mean, again, like you said, the number of subscriptions it might have brought in, could be a pretty big deal.
Right. Charlie Tang was asking, did it really drive subs to see Mulan? And surprisingly, it did.
Yeah,
Because the weekend it came out, the activity, it was like
it was like 1 million users or something like that. It was
It was
again,
a crazy amount of people buying Disney Plus just the weekend. I mean, it may not have been for Mulan, but it was a coincidence. The weekend Mulan came out, that's when the sub amount jumped. So, I mean, people, are not able to go to movies. It's a family movie, right? It's a Disney family movie. So, there's Disney diehards out there that, every Disney movie comes out, they got to see it. And, for entertainment, if you're starved for entertainment at home, I mean, it tells you right there, 6th most streamed when there's a whole bunch of free to stream stuff. I mean, obviously you had to buy Netflix or Amazon or whatever, but not having to pay $30 extra for it. So having to pay $30 extra for it and to be number 6 for the year of a shutdown, that's a lot. That's a lot of people watching it. So, all right, Kirsten.
This is the 30th anniversary of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. Original producer Bobby Herbick and Brian Henson are working to get together on a sequel/reboot done, and said that technology has vastly improved for the live action suits. So far, the studio has not greenlit the project.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of those things where I love the original 90s Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it looks so much better than the CGI stuff, but studios nowadays are insistent on the CGI.
Right.
And I thought the suits looked pretty good back then, but now you're bringing in Brian Henson to work on the suits, with the newer technology. I mean, I think they could make those live action suits look pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, they were much better Ninja Turtles than, the CGI monstrosities we got in the last 2 movies.
Agreed.
The problem is, as of right now, there's no studio greenlighting this project, but the original creators are like, hey, we can do it. We have the technology. I'll be honest with you. I loved all 3 of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movies. 2, The Secret of the Ooze, was a little goofy. I mean, a little goofy. It was, the movie called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, for God's sake. But it was good. I liked it. And I even liked the 3rd one where they go to feudal Japan. I think that was an awesome movie. Casey Jones was awesome in that movie. I mean, What am I saying? We all know we love those movies, even with guys in rubber suits.
Yeah.
Yeah, Matt says he'd watch TMNT 3 over any of the new movies any day, and that is a fact. I agree 100%, sir.
That's funny.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Getting psyched. I mean, just listening to these guys over on the Absolute Geek podcast talking about some of this stuff, talking about the new, like, you know, Last Ronin comic, and I'm actually starting to, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And I'm also in a game group forum that they're talking about. Somebody just bought some old role playing books, and they've got the old TMNT role playing game books. You know, it's like, has anybody played this? And I'm like, oh, let me tell you about this game.
It's got the coolest setting in the worst game design ever.
It is a Palladium game, so it's you got to deal with the Palladium rules, but it's an amazing setting. Super excited about that. But I don't know, guys. Is there anything else you guys you're excited about coming out? I mean, how's that?
Mando 2 tonight.
Mando 2.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, me and Doug did a review of the first one.
Mm.
Yeah, Palladium. For a game system I hate, I own so many of their books. I think I own like all their games, and we played so many of their games, despite the fact that we hate that system. I was gonna point that out.
Yep.
Beyond Supernatural for the win. Yeah, Ruby Volume 8 tomorrow. We know.
Yeah, we'll be.
Charlie, we're recording. Although we're gonna be recording like this, so you won't see Doug's knees. Which this will be the test. We'll see whether our audience shrinks because they can't see your knees, Doug.
Yeah.
You might have to watch it from a stool.
Oh, freaking.
Yeah.
You should probably read that comments for those listening and wondering why we all just broke up laughing.
Yeah. True. Yes. So, yeah, we'll test it out. You got to come in and watch the YouTube video. But that's okay. We don't care where you listen to us, if you watch us on YouTube, or you listen to us on a podcast somewhere. As long as we're getting out there to you guys, we really appreciate the support, everything you're doing. I know we're getting ready to record our Ruby, which is where most of our YouTube watchers come in. And they'll come back. I know a couple of them have actually are fans from the Ruby reaction stuff, have been actually kind of commenting. It's like, you guys will be doing this? Blah, blah. I know, because we kind of fell down on the AMV reactions last week or so because my fault in the recording. Not that we didn't record them. I just messed up the recordings. So. Yes. So. Yeah. Look at this, man. And all these people in the chats. Thanks for joining us, guys. Really appreciate it. We're going to call it a little bit early tonight. Do a little 45-minute podcast instead of an hour podcast for you guys. It was a slow news week for us, for one.
Yeah.
Two, we got the second episode of Mandalorian to watch. That's kind of a big deal. And we got a big day tomorrow recording for Ruby. So,
Yeah.
Super excited about that. Is there anything you guys like? Are you guys out there playing that Cyberpunk 2077 game? Oh no, you're not. Neither am I.
No one is.
Because it's delayed.
That's right. Not a little more salt in the wound, Bill, yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. All right, guys. If you're listening to us here, make sure you tune in over at the Absolute Geek Podcast. They're going to be joining. They're starting up 7:30-ish. Whenever they get around to it. They got some around that time. It's tentative. But be sure to check them out, guys. The great podcast over there. Nice. And as always, we'll be back again next week with another weekly wrap-up of all your nerd news. Everything you need to know. If the geeks are talking about it, we're going to go about it here. And, of course, have our opinion, which I know one of the comments we had is actually on our Facebook page. Somebody commented or sent us a direct message for saying like, I like listening to your show, but you guys a whole bunch, maybe a little more of the news, a little less of your comments or your opinions. And I'm like, what? That's why you tune into the show, for our opinions.
Yeah.
Anyone could just read you what's going on. But
Yeah.
we're going to tell you how we feel about it, and we do have a lot of feelings. I'm telling you. In fact, I wrote back and told that guy how I felt about his comment. Made me feel.
Do you understand the concept of a podcast
Yeah.
versus the nightly news?
Yeah, I was like, I don't know. I mean, it wasn't as great as some of the, criticism that Absolutely Geeks get. They got some really great ones. But this guy was kind of like, a little more news, a little less opinion. I'm like, so I rated it a 2 out of 5. His comment to us, I sent it back to him. He hasn't responded yet, but we'll see. But if you guys want to respond, you can do so down below. You can click that like button and subscribe. So we're getting a surge in subscribers recently as well. And we really appreciate that. And like I said, the guys listening out there in the podcast land, man, you guys must be really bored, especially you 15 in Belgium. We really appreciate it. And for those of you without any life on a Friday night who are in the chat listening to us here live, we really appreciate you guys. And we'll be back again next week to do it all over again. So, all right, guys, if you want to support us and the things that we do here, Doug, how can they help us out?
Well, just take Mike's jabs with good nature, first off.
I don't abuse them a little bit there. They won't come back.
They won't come back. That's what they like.
This is the kind of codependency we have here. They got to...
All right. Well, there should be 3 links in the description down below. One's to our Patreon. Thank you all for hanging in there while it's super hard to get extra content this COVID time, but you're helping us out. 2, you can check out our Teespring store where you can get the shirts you see in the background there, or we got some masks on there now. Or 3, the easiest way you can support us, click that Amazon affiliate link before you do your Amazon shopping, which you're going to do anyways.
Yeah.
So just click that link, do your shopping. We get a small kickback. Doesn't cost you anything extra.
Absolutely. Yeah, especially coming up here. The holidays are coming up. Get that holiday shopping in. Yeah. Use that Grizzled Geek affiliate link and do all your shopping. We really appreciate it, guys.
Yeah, and support us on Amazon's dime.
That's right. Absolutely. Get us some of that Bezos money. We love you, Corbin. All right, guys. We'll see you guys. I'll see you guys over there in the Absolutely Geek podcast here a little bit later. And for us, that's going to about do it. I mean, I could probably ramble for the rest of the 10 minutes we have here, but I'm going to spare you guys.
Nobody wants to do that.
15 dudes in Belgium want that, Doug. The 15 guys in Belgium want to hear that. I can tell you right now. Every week they tune in. All right, guys. We'll see you later. Bye.
Bye.